Well, hello, moi, moi, moi. Welcome to the Magical Mystery School, and thank you so much for coming back to Symbols of the Tarot Class 29. Okay, well, first off, I'm going to just do a couple of public service announcements. As you know, I'll never ask you for money. I'll never ask you for emails or send you emails. So if you do get any emails from me, just delete and report. I would like you to report. It would be great. And if the only way I'll communicate with you is through the comments, so feel free to ask questions or anything like that. If you do ask me a question and I answer it, if you respond to that, it'll get buried down in the thread. So it's good to just start with a new one. Question if you're responding to my answer. And I do love emojis, so feel free to put just emojis on there too. As you can, I like symbols. And the best way you can support me is just like and subscribe. That would be the best of anything. And I just also wanted to mention a little bit about how my channel is set up. And as you can see down below, there's this circle with my face on it. If you hit that, it'll take you right to my channel. And you'll see that there's there's a tab called Playlist. And that's where the whole list of symbols of the tarot, there'll be all the different classes, and you can pick and choose what you like. And then there's another playlist for astrology for beginners, so that you can look at if you like. And there's also one for meditation. It only has 3 videos in it because I think it's good. Everybody should start doing a little bit of meditation, even if it's just stopping for 5 minutes to think about spirit, for sure. So I did want to mention those. Oh, and I am doing shorts. And just to let you know, the shorts are almost just kind of like a little astrology. It's just I'm trying to alert you to certain aspects, transits that are going on, or new and full moon, that kind of thing. Because I know myself, I'll do, and then I'll look at my calendar and go, oh my God, Mercury's going retrograde tomorrow. So, or there's a new moon or full moon or whatever. So I do try to let you know when the biggie things are happening out there. And of course, my disclaimer is, in 60 seconds for a short, I can't really go into way detail, but there's a ton of great astrologers out there that are doing very in-depth analysis of what's going on time-wise. I'm just trying to get you going. And again, that's the same thing with these classes too. I'm just trying to get you interested and going on tarot so that you'll go further, and to give you a little inkling before you start spending money on classes and things like that. And you may decide, oh, I've learned enough from Auntie E and the Magical Mystery School, or you may say, I want more. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to put you on pause. And today we're going to be going over, we've done all the count cards except for the 9s and the 10s. So we're going to be finishing up with that. And and just to let you know, the next class, I'm going to start relating all those count cards, that's the 2 through 10s, to astrology. Okay, I already did that with the Major Arcana and the court cards, but we'll do it now with just these count cards. All right, I'm going to put you on pause for a second. Okay, so here we go. Now, I'm just have the 9 of the Major Arcana here, just to sort of a reference back to this. And remember, this is the Hermit, considered, a card of, it's the Virgo card of focus, holding this lantern up so that we can find our way to enlightenment and that type of thing. But just in general, numerologically, 9s represent growth, open-mindedness, humanitarianism, idealism. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. But it won't be too long. 9s can also represent like an idealism. And remember, there's always going to be that spectrum. So it could be, into being gullible if you have 9s come up. And it's also, 9s are considered a very sensitive number. So again, that can be, all the way from just being sensitive and vulnerable to feeling resentful about every little, somebody looking at you crosswise when you're not even sure what they're thinking. You just feel something. So anyway, what you're going to find with nines in general is just this, kind of, we've finally come to a long-awaited conclusion. We haven't quite made it to 10 yet, but 10 is also a card of, or number of endings, but also beginnings too. So this is more like we have come to a good stopping point, a reset point, basically. Oh, and also I wanted to show you how the Hermit here, actually, see how that kind of looks like a 9? Like this could be the 0 on top, and then that's the vertical. So I just wanted to mention that too. Okay, so now when we look at the wands, remember this is fire, pentacles are earth, swords are mental, and cups are water or emotional, air, earth. Okay, so when we look at the 9 of Wands, here we see a character he's got a bandage on his head, so he has been at war, but he's kind of at a resting spot. See how so this can be a feeling of victory. You just finished that war though, so you are kind of tired here, but you're also ready. He's kind of keeping an eye out here. He could easily go back to war, but right now he's resting against this one wand in his hands here. Now the 9 of Pentacles, I always love this card. I mean, how can you not, right? Here's this beautiful woman. She's in this lovely, sumptuous garden. She's got her 9 pentacles. Remember, pentacles, I should have said, wands, fire, but that spirit, passion, all those good things, whereas earth is like physical health, money, more of those 3D type things. But this character is certainly, she's very secure, she's safe, she has some sort of accomplishments there. She's got this hawk, resting on her hand there. I mean, how pleasant would that be to go into the garden, to go out with your falcon, right? To go hunting, But anyway, but some also see this, again, that spectrum thing, as the gilded cage. As that, she's in this wonderful place, but she's behind walls. So maybe she's kind of stuck there too. It's kind of like, it also always makes me think when you get tenure with teaching, they call that the golden handcuffs, right? I mean, it's a great thing, but it's also, keeps you in line for sure. Keeps you there. Okay, now with this 9 of Swords, this one, I mean, this is obviously the dark night of the soul, right? I mean, here this characters can't go to sleep. They're sleeping by themselves. They just, they're so worried. So this really is a card of worry over and over and over. And it seems like, I think so many of our issues in life here on this beautiful planet have to do with the way we think about things. I think that's why swords so often have sort of this negative connotation here. But just remember that this is, even though this is misery, that at least they are in bed, which is a comfy place. And they've got this blanket with the red passionate roses, and all the glyphs of the Zodiac are on that quilt also. Now when we go to the 9 of Cups, here we see the successful merchant, right? He's happy. He's got all of his filled cups behind him. He doesn't look like he's lacking for much at all. But some even call this the greedy merchant, that he just wants more and more and more. But so this card can be a card of, wishes fulfilled, success, that kind of thing. But it can, and good health too, because you know, earth is physical health, but water is too. But it's also a card of be careful what you wish for, because you're probably going to get it, right? Okay, so now let's move on to the tens. We'll start here with that Wheel of Fortune. That's our Major Arcana. That's the tens. And I won't get too fussy. I am Jupiter and Virgo, so I like to have all my things all tidied up here, all nice and neat. But I won't get too crazy on you here. Okay, so with this Wheel of Fortune, yes, it does denote good karma, but it also just can mean a change in karma or change in your life path or energy, that type of thing. So be aware of that this is the key for the ending, but also the beginning. And when we think of a 10, I want you to also always think too of, you know, what are the numbers that make up this 10? Well, that's a 1 and a 0, right? So, and whenever you have a compound number, when you're looking at this from our mystery school perspective, you want to read them from right to left. So we do have super consciousness here, falling off that cliff, right, coming down into the 3D world, but also right into the arms of the magician here, who's expressing those super conscious ideas and that kind of thing through the self-consciousness. So it really is a time of learning how to focus and how to refocus ourselves. So I'm going to leave these two keys here also as just sort of a reminder that whenever we have tens, and you know, in any kind of, you know, if you really get into this, you can start, you know, putting your address. You can use the Major Arcana or whatever to see what your address comes out, or your age, or things like that. That can be a lot of fun, actually. Okay, so now when we start over here with the 10 of Wands, oh my goodness. This is a burden, right? Here this guy, he's gathered up all his wands, but he's carrying them in such a way he can't see through the wands. And that's really probably the hardest way to carry him. You know, why didn't he like get a wheelbarrow or throw him over his back or something like that to make life a little bit easier for himself? So this is considered self-imposed burdens. But also remember, he's almost home. You can see home in the distance here. So there is a sense of, you know, he's almost there. He may be exhausted. You may still feel burdened if you pull this card for a reason, during a spread or something like that. But just remember, your success is almost there. You're done with the hard part. That's the nice thing about tens, right? Okay, now the 10 of Pentacles, this is one that really shows wealth. I mean, look at this. We've got generational wealth. We've got the old man with the gray hair, the couple, and they've even got a child in here. And then the dogs. I'm surprised there's not a kitty cat somewhere. But so this is showing, you know, maybe an inheritance is coming through. But it certainly does denote material success with your family, feeling at home, feeling fulfilled, and not just you, but your whole family and generations to come. So this is always a great card to pull when you're doing a spread. Now the 10 of Swords here, you didn't think the 9 of Swords was bad enough. Well, here's the 10 of Swords. This one's, you know, some of the words of this, you know, ruin, pain, you know, all that kind of stuff. But again, this is the end of that ruin. You're finally through it. You know, you may not like the answer, but, you know, at least you know where you stand, basically. So this can be a very difficult card. The best, because it is, you know, they do say, you know, sometimes I've read, you know, that this is not a card of death. It's just being wounded. Although maybe that's a little blood back there, or maybe it's just his garment, his shawl there that's that redness. But he looks pretty dead to me, but maybe not. But it is the end, since it's, swords and the mental capability, it is telling us this is the end of delusion. So if you do pull this card, you can at least take away from it that's like, oh, thank goodness I'm over this. I see reality. Even though I may have done some dumb things or don't like how it's all turned out, at least I know where I stand again. Okay. Now, Ten of Cups. Now, this one's often called Happy Family, and it certainly looks like that. We've got the husband and wife, the two happy children. They're dancing here. There's a lovely home here in the background, water streaming by. They've really got, success. So this card often means, lasting success, that their, dreams have come true. There's a harmony. There's a coherence going on. You feel like you're success, and you can feel like you're getting ready to come home with these beautiful cups in the rainbow up in the sky. So you really can't get much nicer than that, that's for sure. Okay, so I think I've pretty much, I wanted to, like I said, I'm just trying to give you sort of just a taste of what these tarot cards stand for. I went into much more depth with the Major Arcana, but with this Minor Arcana, I wanted to at least give you some ideas on that. And a fun thing, I haven't talked about reverses, but just to let you know, reverses sometimes, when you see these swords, like if you did get these reversed, or I have seen some tarot decks that show the Ten of Swords with the swords pointed like this. And what that means is those swords are being removed from your body. So I think that's kind of an interesting little note there. But anyway, so just remember in the next set, I have given you just a taste for these cards. And I hope this encourages you to keep looking deeper, taking more classes, and just playing around with them yourself, basically, more than anything, and seeing how it feels to you and your friends and that sort of thing. And the next class, I'm going to start relating these Minor Arcana to astrology, because I find that really helpful with understanding astrology and understanding tarot. Okay, guys, again, thank you so much for being here, and just remember, from there to here, from here to there, funny things are everywhere. Bye! See you next time.